Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Football Predictions. It's the international break. I'm going to be giving out picks from Thursday to Saturday. As you know, on this channel, if you've been following it, we bet specifically on goals and single games. And before giving out the picks, we actually review our past picks, the previous ones. I think it's only right to always look back and see what we've done right and wrong. So let's start with that. From Friday, we had Roma-Milan as our first game. That went through for odds 181. We had Milan to score over 1 goal. As I said, I was much more confident with Milan. Roma is having a little crisis right now. Then we had Luton-West Ham. Yes, Luton to score. It came in late, but it did. 1-2. We got odds 152. Almeria-Celta Vigo. That was pretty easy. We had both teams to score. The game ended 2-3, so we aced it on Friday. Congratulations if you had those games as single games or if you put them all in an accumulator. Multi-bet slip. And in fact, guys, if you were betting on goals on Friday, you must have made a lot of money because here's the stat that every single game in the top 5 leagues went BTTS, meaning both teams to score. And yeah, guys, I hope you took those bets either in a huge accumulator or a single games. Then move on to Saturday. A lot of games we had. Napoli against Lazio. As I said, it was that typical game where Lazio previously lost 2 games, but they pull out a win against the Serie A title winners from last year. They win 1-2. We won the bet of odds 245. Then Atalanta-Monza. Kind of disappointed with Monza, but honestly, I knew it was going to be a spectacle as always when Atalanta play home. The game finished 3-0. We didn't win the bet because we had both teams to score. Borussia Mönchengladbach against Bayern. We had Borussia over 1 goal. They scored first. I thought they were going to score the second in the first half. But no, Bayern ended up winning the game and we got a refund because this bet was over 1 goal, guys. Not over 0.5 or over 1.5. Yes, and get the website that has specifically over 1 goal. Either use VPN, because there's multiple websites where you can have this bet. And as I said, it's an overpowered bet. Burnley against the Spurs, that was a goal fest, 7 goals in the game. Game ended 2-5 and we won odds 176 and the late goal from Burnley, so yeah. Then we had as the last game Betis against Vallecano. This is where it started going downhill for us. Odds 187 didn't go through because both teams didn't score. And Sunday was a disaster. I knew straight from the morning game, afternoon game, Las Palmas, when they didn't score, this was not going to be a great day. For whatever reason, this is betting. Sometimes it happens. I was still happy with the picks. It's just, as I always say, La Liga, there's goals in there, but this week there were no goals. I have a hate and love relationship with La Liga, honestly. From now on, I think I'm going to be taking more Bundesliga games than La Liga, just for now. Then we had Lecce Salernitana. Disappointing from Salernitana. Lecce, I'm sorry, I said, of course, they're a newcomer, and I thought they were going to lay an egg, but currently they have 7 points in 3 games. Then we had Mallorca Athletic Bilbao. This is the danger of sports betting when the game is 0-0, especially if you bet on goals, you're waiting for that goal to happen, but it didn't come, so we lost that bet. And Union Berlin Leipzig, I said there was going to be goals in there. I thought Union would score. Union got a red card and Leipzig won 3-0. Yes, they are the title contenders. So yes, Sunday was a pretty bad day. But as I said, the most important thing is even if you lose the bets, just be happy with the bet, review it, what went wrong, and just keep getting better in sports betting. That's the most important. It's a marathon at the end of the day. So yeah, guys, this was it for our previous weekend. Now let's go on to the bets for the international break. Honestly, I'm not too happy. I usually don't like the international breaks. I think it's way too many games for the players to handle. But yes, let's go at it. So for the first pick on Thursday, we've got Netherlands against Greece. France is going to be first in the group. So this is a huge game for second place, who is going to qualify. To me, Netherlands are honestly overrated. I don't know why many people talk about them as like the favorite to win it all. Especially defensively, they're pretty weak. We've seen it already in the past games. While Greece, underrated. They played a really good game against France. They only lost 1-0 from a penalty from Mbappé. But you know what? If you ask me, do I believe Greece can provide a result in this game, as in a draw or a result? I don't know about that. But if you ask me if Greece can score in this game, and I say, of course, that Greece is going to be scoring. And I'm pretty confident to say that I'm taking the odds 175 for Greece to score against Netherlands. For the second game, we've got Slovenia against Northern Ireland. This may be Northern Ireland's last chance to qualify. I mean, even to have a slight chance to do something in this group, because this is a stat. 3 consecutive games, they haven't scored a goal. Imagine that. I'm actually going with desperate teams. You gotta go with desperate teams. Northern Ireland to score against Slovenia is our second pick for odds 175. Then we've got Argentina, Ecuador, the World Cup winners. Haven't conceded in 4 consecutive games. But I like this Ecuador team. I saw them during the World Cup. They had a tough group. Netherlands, Senegal, Ecuador, and Qatar, I believe. And yeah, Ecuador didn't make it, but they played great games. I like what they have up front. And I'm actually going with Ecuador to score against Argentina. The odds are pretty high. It's at 213 right now. I know it's going to be an unpopular pick with you guys because everybody seems to be in love with Argentina and their defense, but I'm going with Ecuador to score. So this is it for our Thursday picks. Now let's move on to Friday. Slovakia, Portugal, what an entertaining game. 2 top teams in the group. Portugal haven't conceded yet in 4 games, while Slovakia haven't conceded at home. I think there's going to be goals. I think Portugal is going to be scoring, and I do think Slovakia is going to be scoring at home. I'm taking both teams to score for odds 2. We've got Luxembourg, Iceland. We actually stay in the same group. I'm very surprised with what Luxembourg has done so far, with the way they've performed. They won 2 games in a row, but they are not going to be winning 3 games in a row. Actually, I don't care about that. I do think Iceland is going to be scoring this game. I'm not going to be taking the over 0.5. I'm going to be taking over 1 for odds 196. Then for the last game, we've got Cyprus against Scotland. Cyprus is dead last in the group. Scotland is first. And this is that typical game where the bottom team scores. I'm taking Cyprus to score for odds 210. So these are picks for Friday. Now let's move on to the Saturday games. Actually, we will move away from the international break right now because I got a game in the second division that I like. It's Cambuur against Den Bosch. Cambuur is playing high-scoring games. It is the second Dutch division. There's goals there. Den Bosch hasn't scored in 2 consecutive games. They're going to be scoring in the third game. I'm taking Den Bosch to score over 0.5 goals for odds 175. And one quick note about AFCON, because I want to take some games, but the bookmakers that I'm using haven't released the odds yet. They usually do that for whatever reason a game before. So they release just the odds of Libya against Equatorial Guinea right now. But I'm recording these games a few days before the international break. Either I'll release a special edition on AFCON games, or I'm just going to release the next video on Sunday to Tuesday. But anyway, let's finish this up. We've got 2 more games on Saturday. Andorra against Belarus, 2 bottom teams. I'm liking that Andorra is going to be scoring against Belarus for odds 171. Now for the last pick of our predictions, I've got really high odds in this one. Ukraine versus England. Ukraine is a solid team. While England has been performing way too well, I'm taking Ukraine. I'm taking that Ukraine is going to be scoring over 1 goal against England for odds 325. And once again, I'm going to say it, if they score 1 goal, you get a refund. Get a website that does that. And if they score over 1.5 goals, you win the bet. And of course, if they don't score, you lose the bet. But I'm liking Ukraine, at least that they will score at least 1 goal in this game. Guys, this is it for the weekend games. I may be dropping another video on Sunday through Tuesday for 3 more days of picks for the international break. And I will try to do a special AFCON edition, but it's really tough because they release the odds 1 day before for whatever reason. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Bet responsibly. I hope you win some money. Also, bet on single games, bet on goals, stay healthy, and I'll catch you in the next one. Adios.